Hello Flosstube friends, welcome or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I am Sen and this is my little place on YouTube for everything cross stitch. Thank you so much if you clicked on this video planning to spend some time with me. Today it's a little bit different. I usually do weekly update videos. I did that on Monday, so to my returning viewers it's probably not that long since we last saw each other. But today it is the 8th of July, so about mid-year. So what that means, of course, it's time for a mid-year WIP parade. And I have a lot of projects, so I have decided that for my mid-year WIP parade, I will only pull out and show those projects that I have worked on already this year. And that is already a lot. Let me do a quick check how many that is. It is 56 projects in total. That does not include the ones that I finished, which might not be that many. Let me just give a quick check how many projects I actually did finish this year. I think it's 7. So those are not included. Neither are those that I UFO'd. So which is, I believe, 2. One of which I restarted, 2 of which I restarted. So a total of 56 projects. I will do like a finish parade of the year or something at the end of the year, and obviously at the end of the year I will show you all my projects, even those that I did not work on this year, which might be some, because so far I think I've worked a little bit over half of all of my WIPs, and some of them will still be coming out, so I might not touch all of my WIPs this year. We will see. But that being said, since it is that many, I have not yet decided if I will do all of them in one video or if I will split the video between full coverages and non-full coverages or something like that. But so for now I will start with all of my full coverages. So depending on whatever you see in the title, you saw in the title, because you're in the future, you know, this will either just be a video of all of my full coverages, depending how long it is, and then there will be a second part, a separate video for my non-full coverages. I think it's about pretty much even. I think it's a little bit more full coverages than non-full coverages. But again, you're in the future. You will see. You know more than me at this point. So I will do it like I usually do my weekly recaps. I will film all of my projects on my desk, which is in front of me. So you'll get a top-down view of them. That's better with my lighting situation and easier for me to film overall. So let's hope that it works out fine. Some of the larger projects might need a bit of finagling, but I'm sure we'll figure it out together. So let's move on and enjoy. And as always, if you see something you like, I will try to link as much as I can. I might not do it for the actual WIP parades, but if there's something that you like and that you want to see and want to get for yourself, if possible, please, I cannot talk. Please feel free to leave me a comment, and then I will check for you if it's available and where, unless I actually manage to put all of the links in the description for the available projects. So let's move ahead and get to the actual projects, and I'm at least a little bit prepared today, so let's get to it. All right, here we are. Welcome to my desk. Let's go over the projects I worked on, and they are in no particular order of when I started them, and I will try my best to see if I can give you all of the interesting start and percentage dates. I am not sure if I updated everything, so that might become interesting. So let's see. I still need to do some bit of preparation, which I absolutely forgot. But what else is new, right, with me? If you've been following, that is something you are already probably familiar with. I did some preparation, but it was definitely not all the preparation necessary. So let us begin. First that I have, and of course I did forget to unzip, so let me pause and I'll be back with you in a second. All right, now with everything unzipped, let us begin. First off, I have one of my new starts from this year. Let me put the back to the side. So this is not very far, and there will be no before, because I said I started it this year. This is the first iteration of what you're gonna see. This is Forest Dragon. The artwork is by N. Stokes, and it is by Thread Geeks. I do believe it is now retired. So let me check if I put down when I started this already, because I really need to backwork some of my bookkeeping of projects. So let's put this next here so you can see while I look. This one I have not added yet, but I'm fairly sure that I can tell you when I started it. Yeah, I started it in May 11th, 2026, so this year. And I did a total of 1,451 stitches on it this year. So now I will mark this off my list so I know that I showed you. That is the wrong one. I am trying currently to juggle multiple lists at the same time. It will get faster as we progress. So, Forest Dragon. This is what I did. Total of 1,452 stitches. And it is currently... Now what did I do now? Give me 1 second. I closed my list. So, Forest Dragon is at 1%. This has a total of 97,200 stitches. I'm doing this on a 28 count even weave, so nothing special with this one. So let's put this one away and grab the next one. I'm trying to not make this too long, but as is customary, things like this, they will be long. So next one I worked on, this is a tiny full coverage. This is Autumn Landscape. I started this one, let me put it down, on October 5th, 2023. And it is as tiny as it is. I did 200 stitches on it. It's about 44% done, and it does have a total of 6,912 stitches, so not too big. I did get this off of Etsy. I do not know the name of the shop off the top of my head. This is what it looked like when it is fully done. But like I said, only got 200 stitches so far this year, and if I were to actually work on it properly, it will probably get done fairly fast. This is also, I think this is a 25 count easy grit. Not my favorite to work on, but it works. So, oh, this is a 2-bag thing. And if for those of you that watch me regularly, this is a well-known one. This is a Coffee Dragon, and this got a little tangled. So this is where this one is at. Let's try to get it a little bit flat up here. So Coffee Dragon was started, let me find it there. Coffee Dragon was started January 28th, 2025, so last year. Currently sitting at about 7%, and this year I did give it, I need to find it on my list, which number does this little guy here have? Make my life a bit easier. That's 89, so Coffee Dragon got 3,983 stitches out of a total of 122,150. This is a pattern that I charted myself. It's an AI image that I found online, so just for myself to have, because I thought it was really cute, despite I'm not me not being an overly fan of AI in general in at least on Gen AI, but this is a WIP rate, no tangents about that. So this is what he will look like finished. Just a cute little guy. And I'm still all the way in the top. I have one row finished. I am currently working on the second row going back in the other direction with the typewriter method mostly. So that is the coffee dragon. Let me fold him back up and put him back in his baggie. Let me get a sip of my drink. And this will already be long, so it will very likely just be the full coverages. Next up, on the same page as before, this is another image I charted for myself to stitch. This is where this one is at. So let me find its number. So this one got 740 stitches, so also not too many. This one is I called it Purple Snake. I started it on May 11th, 2025, last year, and it currently is sitting at, well, how many stitches? I gave it 740 out of a total of 93,750. But I will have to give you so many numbers today. Numbers are not my favorite. But this is where this one's at. This is not the full width of the project. I did start doing the typewriter when I last worked on it. So I think this is it's probably going to about here in its full width. I'm gonna show you what it will look like finished in a moment. This will be the finished project. So that is this one. Next up, we have another newer one. This is also fairly new, and I just showed it in my update on Monday. This is Little Lizard Garden by Rose Catherine Karn, channeled by Paint Free Crafts, and I started this, I do believe, 2 weeks ago. So let me check. June 25th. So checks out, I think. Let me show you where this is at. Despite showing 2 days ago, it did not work since then, but some of you probably have not seen this before, since WIP rates sometimes bring in new people. So this is where this one's at, sitting at around 2%, and I gave it 1,702 stitches so far this year and overall, because it is very new. So I'm gonna mark this one off as well. Put it away, and I have some more that I pulled up with me before I need to grab the next batch, because I don't have that much space to store them. My desk is tiny and they will fall, so if I'm not careful. Next up, I will show you the tag first. I think it's best to show you like the finished project first. This is Mini Fall Dragon. This was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, but it is no longer available. The artist is Walking Melons, and I think I didn't do that little on it today. This year, this has a lot of hanging threads. So let's see if I can show you everything that I've done on it. If I fold it correctly. Yeah, this works. So this is where this one's at. More hanging threads than actually finished stitching. At least that's what it looks like. Mini Full Dragon got 1,763 stitches so far this year. It has a total of 84,500, so it's a mini. I started this on August 1st, 2023. So this is where I'm at. It's about 16% done. There will be a lot more down here, but I have started working in threads, trying to convert this to typewriter as well. But that's still gonna be a lot of hanging threads to work in. So let us put you back to the side as well. Next up is my beloved passion project, which I have aptly named. The artwork is named Passion as well. This is my own artwork that I charted into cross stitch, and I've said this so many times I feel like a broken record. This is, and I did forget what I was stitching the other previous three on. All of them are 28 count. All three of them were 28 count. Or 4 of them, because the Coffee Dragon is as well 28 count. Ida, even weave, mostly China fabric, so I'm not sure which exactly it is. Though I think the Little Lizard Garden is in a 28 count hard hanger. So Passion, my own artwork. I drew this a couple of years ago. I charted into cross stitch. I did start stitching this on the 17th of August 2022. It is currently, and this one will get a bit finagly. I think I need to move the camera further out so I can show you the entirety of it. Currently at about 32% done. This will absolutely not fit. So let me see if I can get the camera zoomed out a bit so I can show you the entire thing. I'm mainly working up in the top, but as you can see, I have a bit more done in the bottom. There will be a little bit more, but there's not much further downwards. Let's see, I can go a little bit further like this. I should be able to get everything on. Like this goes down here, but there's nothing stitched other than like part of his neck and chin here. So this is where this one's at. I'm currently trying to get this part of the background done up here. I'm gonna try to straighten it out a little bit so you can see it better. And when I first worked on it, I went all over, and I went down the back here because I wanted to get to the bottom, and then I miscounted somewhere here. And everything that I had stitched in the bottom, you can see where the discoloration is. Here, all the way over here to here, I think. I had to frog everything because I miscounted by one line. So I'm not doing that again. Now I'm being good, and I really hope I did no miscounting in this part. But I don't think I did. And if I did, there will be fudging. But I have worked here as well, like made this line and then worked down here, and everything seems to match up perfectly, so I'm not worried. But that was a bummer, and that's probably the reason why this isn't finished yet, because like I said, I started in 2022. That was around the time where I got serious with cross-stitching, and I'm like, oh my god, how time flies. I think that's also when I started my Flosstube, but I'll have to check. But this was supposed to be long finished, and then I started like all my 100 other WIPs. So that is how things go sometimes, right? Okay, let me move the camera down again. And this is dirty, so please, I hope you don't mind too much. This really needs to wash. That was also before I started using hoops. I stitched exclusively in hand, so I was always holding on to this part of the fabric here. So that got a little bit of dirt on it, and this one needs a new bag as well, because this bag is way too small for this large piece, and it ripped open, I think, yeah, on the other side. So if I close it, it's still ripped open here, which is unfortunate, but that is what it is. So this one it's also in a 28 count even weave or Ada from China, so I'm not sure if it's Ada or even weave. Let me straighten this up. Has 242,500 stitches, and I did this year so far, and this will definitely continue coming out, 6,875 stitches. So I have 2 more until I need to get the next batch. So next up we have irises and dragonflies, which is this pretty little thing here, charted by Artisy. Artwork is by Elena Vladikina. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, and I restarted this. I originally started this on a linen, and then I was like, no, I can't. I just can't. Don't have to unfold it. This is how far I am. And let me find where I have put it. Irises and dragonflies. Got 1,030 stitches this year so far, and that leaves it at, God, I have worked on so many things already, at about 5%. I think I started this around, like restarted this, because this is the restart, in June 22, 2025, last year. I do not know when I started the original, when the original start was at. This has a total of 65,700 stitches to be completed. So my sip of my drink. So yeah, I think I'm definitely just gonna do the full coverages in this video because I will also have to edit it and put in all the befores and afters, and this is very likely already gonna be quite long. So one more that I have next to me. This is also a fairly new one. Let me find it real quick. This is a mushroom forest. And of course I could always like pause, and I will maybe do that for the next time. So this one I started in March 29, this 29th this year. This is what it will look like. This too is an AI image I found on Pinterest that I liked, so I thought this would look neat on cross stitch. And I don't have any, like, I don't have much blue. You will probably notice in all of my WIPs I mainly go for greens and purples. This is where this one is at. Also, since I only started it this year, all of the work done on it has been done this year. It got 2,865 stitches in total out of 101,500 for about 3% done at the moment. So this is where this one's at. And I'm gonna get to the next few, so I'm gonna pause for a moment and put these away and grab more. All right, I'm back with the second batch. So next up we have this little full coverage here. This is Welcome to Erebor by Country Magic Stitch. I got this off of Etsy. So this one got 1,719 stitches this year out of a total of 22,528. I did start this on March 27th, 2024. It is about 15% done currently. So this is a smaller one, also on 28 count Ida even weave, whichever it might be, from China. And I do need to get the smaller ones out more. Also, if you hear noise in the background, my friend is back and he's rummaging around in the kitchen. Next up we have Winter Woods. This is this one. That is one that I did chart out of a watercolor image. I do not remember the artist. This is from back when I was still also charting licensed artworks. I did not write down where this was from because I got it from a general licensing site. Let me find it. I did start this December 18, 2024. And I probably will try like to sort my projects by start date for my overall WIP parade at the end of the year, so that I might even focus some of my oldest ones a little bit more to get them out of my WIP pile. So this is where this one is at. Not much to see, as you can see. Or not see, depending. This one got 720 stitches out of 44,307 total. This is a like I saw around full coverage. Oh, I'm getting lint from this in my mouth. So this one is about 5% done. It's also not very far. And this one has, unlike a lot of my other projects, very gracious margins. So let's put this one away. Like I think I said like 720 stitches in total. So not that many. We got a full coverage going. So you can see hopefully things are progressing a little bit faster now. That I'm getting around to what I'm doing. So next one is this one. This is also my own art. Where is the one that I work on it? There. This is also on a 28 count random Ida even weave shenanigans from my China fabric stash. This is where this one is at. This is the entire width of the project. There is a little bit of stitching going down here already, so I'm gonna unfold it fully. This has a couple of hanging threads here, so you cannot see. There's a little bit more stitching here, but it's mainly the top here along those lines. And this is not colorful. I mean, you saw in the picture, this is very monochromatic or almost monochromatic. I did give this one a total of 1,345 stitches this year so far, out of 57,112. It's 15% done currently. So also working in threads and converting more or less to the typewriter. I originally started this 1/1 full cross and then converted it to 2/1 tent, and I am fairly confident that you cannot see where I changed it. So the only thing I have to keep in mind when working on this one is that I'm doing my 10 stitches in a different direction than I usually do, so they match up with the full crosses that I did before. But that's fine. This will probably come back in autumn again, when our game that this was from, like the Dungeons and Dragons game, will pick back up. When did I start this? Oh yeah, I didn't say. I think February 1st last year. So next up is another newer one that you might have seen recently if you've been around. This is Storm. This is also a Pinterest AI image that I grabbed for my stitching and charted for myself. this is stitched on a 32 count, 1/110. So that was something new. So 32 count. God, I forgot the word of the easy grit. Easy grid. What's the word of the fabric? Murano. So easy grid, 32 count Murano. And I'm going like a little bit all over the place with this. First I started trying color complete extreme cross country with the most common color, which is 939 if I'm not mistaken. And then I went to work more on like one page, and then I was like, maybe I should do the typewriter as well. So this is a little chaotic. So this is the entire width of it. I did give it, let me find him in my list, a total of 7,303 stitches this year. I started in December 28, 2025. So I think this is one of my most worked on, if not the most worked on project this year so far. Let me check. Do I have one that I worked more on? No, actually. This is the one that has gotten the most work this year so far. There are two close runner-ups, like one being Passion that I showed you earlier and one being The Manor, which we're still getting to, but this one is currently in first place. And it will come out again because it's in my Master Manor, so you will see more progress on this at my end of the year WIP parade the latest. Unless you're sticking for like weekly updates, then you will see this progress quite a bit more often. The total stitch count is 166,167. So sitting at 5% ish. Having a sip of my drink and moving on. The next one that I have here next to me is my green gem dragon. I will show you the card. This is what it will look like when it is done. Also an AI image that I charged for myself. I do have a handful of those. So it's not the biggest part of my collection, and it will never be, but I have some. So, a green gem dragon. Let us see. This is where it is at currently. This hasn't come out for a bit, but it has been worked on this year. I made it all the way across to the other edge of the project, and I'm now doing typewriter on this as well. It has one finished page. And let's see, I've not marked off the previous one. Green gem dragon, where are you hiding on my list? And I ordered them by number. I should just check the tags and then I would know. So that is what I have them for. It got 1,200 stitches this year out of a total of 123,200. I started this October 24th, 2024. It's currently sitting at about 8%. So this is this one. Going back in its back. I think I have two more before I need to grab the next batch. Marking this one off. Next we have Dragon in the Winter Forest. This is one of my older ones as well. This is also an artisy pattern. Artwork is by Elena Zamoridova. And let me find when I worked on it. There. I started it March 8th, 2023. It is currently about 12% done. Let me unfold it so you can see it. There's a lot of hanging threads. Just gonna shake them out. It's probably easiest. So fold this up here and straighten it out a bit. This is where this one's at. I did work page by page at first. I think the first 2 pages are done. Artisty pages are fairly small. And then I worked further across. This will probably also be turned into typewriter-ish. I will see how I go with this. Also, like usual, so was the previous one, because I always forget to say, most of my full coverages are on 28 count, 2/1 10 stitch. This one is, how much did it get? Not much really, 380 stitches, which is almost nothing for a full coverage, but some of them just came out briefly, others got a bit more love. And that is out of 63,600. I think I already said when I started it, March 8, 2023. So this is a bit older. 12% done. But I do like working on it. It is confetti hell, but I do really like it. It needs to get out more. Okay, last one of the batch. And this is also an oldie. Let me get it out of its bag. This is dragon's name that I can never pronounce, so I'm not gonna try, by Cyril Cabral, Charlotte by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is also, I do believe, retired. So I did start this quite a while ago, and it has been languishing for quite a while as well. Started, yeah, April 26, 2023. This year I did give it 1082 stitches of background. So let me unfold it. I can just flip this over. This is where I'm at with it. I started here when I first started it, moved all the way over to go to get to the corner. I filled out all of the blue missing in this part here that I already stitched, and then continued with the blue here, all of the background. And that is currently what's being done on it. All of the 1182 stitches of blue that it got this year, out of a total of 275,000 stitches. And this is also about 5% done. And you probably get to recognize a pattern with me and my full coverages. I start them, I work on them, and then they go away until the next time that I pick them up and give them some more love, which can take a while. So let's put him away. And I'm gonna pause here to get the next batch of projects. All right, let's get with the shaking to the final batch of full coverages that I worked on this year. Starting off with Lantien. This is by Margaret Morales. It's well known, so you've probably seen it if you're looking at full coverages. Charlotte by Heaven and Earth Designs. It should also still be available. And it's also one of my older ones. This one I did start in the bottom corner over here. For some reason that I do not remember, maybe because I wanted some, oh my, what's the word? Some difference in what I'm doing when. And I'm now trying to find it. I did start this October 27th, 2022. And some of my dates might not be accurate because I put things late into like markup later, but these ones should be. So this is one of my older ones. It's currently sitting at about 4% again pattern, and this year I did give it, where are we? There, 2,220 stitches out of a total of 207,200. So all working all the way across the bottom. This is the entire width of it. So this is gonna be, she's gonna be big. Doing the typewriter, this is the first 10 by 10 row, and I'm gonna move back across and then do typewriter from the bottom up for this one. Also on a 28 count, 2/110. And this is big. And since it's so old, if I were to get it now, I'd probably get the mini. But here we are. And it will be worked on. Next up, I have this one, which is a disintegration. This is by Stephanie Pumanlaw, I believe. It was also charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it was a freebie for quite a while. I don't think it still is. I will check when I put in all the links. So I have no idea if it's generally available or anything. Also one of the really old ones, and one of the ones that has hardly any work done. So this is ridiculous. Let me find it. I did start this as well in 2022 on December 23rd. And this year it got 696 stitches. I think I moved along here. So you can definitely see in the before and after, which I will do my best to put into all of them, which will be a lot of work. Another reason why I'm only going to do the full coverages. So 696 out of 158,400 stitches. Next we have, oh yeah, that's the big, this is my mammoth. This is the biggest one. This is Gravity. This is what it will look like finished. It is by Chameleon Design XS. Got it on Etsy. And Gravity got a whole whopping 280 stitches so far this year. I hope I will get, it will come back out some more. So I did do a couple more stitches along here, but this is just like a singular line all the way there. This is the width, so it's wide. It's not very high, so let's see if I can even get it in view fully without moving out my camera again. Ooh, so much. I'll just fold it this way because you did see that I just moved on over a tiny bit. So this is the top. Yeah, I'll have to move out the camera again. Give me 1 second. I want to get this in full view, right? Even if it's not much to see, just so you get an idea how big this is. So again, folding it up. It will go all the way over to here, so I can't even get it fully into frame. No chance. And you can see I can move all the way up there. So as for the height of it, that's not too bad. That's up until here. This is the bottom corner, but it's long. It's like a long narrow piece. So folding it up so you can actually see some of the work done on it. Top corner. And I had to put it back into markup because I messed up when I first put it into markup, because this pattern has overlap. I had no clue what overlap was, so I did not set markup to overlap and all of the numbers were wrong. So I had to put it back into markup from the start, and now I'm still working on putting all the stitches that I've already done back into markup while I work on it. So the numbers are not accurate, or the numbers I've done on it of course are accurate, but the percentage and everything is not. So let me get back down. So I can see where my camera is at. This should do it. So I guess only 280 stitches out of a total. Let me find it. And my voice is already not happy with me. So much talking. I did not put in the total, but I think it has about, I think I have it on my other list. Number 28. The total of, no, 24, not 28. 309,101 stitches. Unless that's also skewed because of my messing up the overlap, but I think that's probably about right. It's massive. And I did start it originally on the 22nd of September 2022. So next up, what do we have here? Oh, that is the manor. That also got a lot of work early this year when it was still miles the manor. On my first round. This is what it will look like finished. Let me mark off this one first before we continue, so I do not get confused. So the manor got a total of 6,225 stitches in total over the year so far. And let me unfold it. I did work on the top mainly, and I think I moved the camera a little bit too far down for this one as well. Need to move up, because this one I started in the bottom corner too, then this bottom corner here. So when I picked it back up, I moved all the way up, and this is what I worked on this year, like this top part. I think all of that is new. There is a mistake in it, which you can probably spot, and I'm still contemplating removing and redoing it, which is right up here, because I did pick the wrong gray for these clouds, and I am torn between ripping them out and redoing them and just leaving them, because right now I still notice it a lot every time I look at it, but I think when this whole piece is done it's probably negligible. So I have decided I will leave it, and I will only pull it out when I'm way further into this and decide that I'm still bothered by it. Then I will pull it out and redo these. Like, you see these dark gray stitches? I just picked the wrong color. So one number off makes such a huge difference. But yeah, this is where this one is at. Looking at it from afar, looks really good. So 225 stitches on this. Let me move back down and find the total. And sorry for putting my messy bag straight in your face. Oh, I'm turning it around. So the manor has a total of 123,107. Started in November 2022. Currently sitting at 6%. Also on 28 count. 201 tent. So let me grab. Whoops, sorry. Another sip of my drink. This video is just gonna be short, over an hour or something, I think. Next we have this little one here. And I'm saying little, but it's not. This is by Banana Patterns. This is called Forest Lake. And this got a lot of work, because it also was in Milestone Manor and it came out a lot earlier this year. So it should be fairly early in my list. Where is it? So, Forest Lake, where are you hiding? I cannot find it. Unbelievable. Okay, let me unfold it first and we'll come up. I will find it. There it is. So, started on January 17th, 2023. This is not on 28 count. So you can probably see already by looking at it. I think this is a 20 count actually. Stitched 2/1 full cross. So for a while I contemplated not continuing this before I picked it back up for Milestone Manor. And now that I'm working with a hoop and I have an entirely different tension, I really enjoy working on this again. Because this is thick. This is like tapestry. But I think I have 3 rows done. And it got a total, let me check my numbers, a total of 4,579 stitches out of 74,580, sitting at 14% at the moment. So folding it up, moving on to the next. Non-full coverages next video will probably go a bit faster. Now next up we have another oldie but goldie. I'm just going to show you the text because that's easier than pulling out the pictures if I have them. This is the Garlic Dragon. This is by Stanley Morrison, charted by Paint Free Crafts. I've also had this for quite a while and have done very little on it for how old it is. So let me find this one. Garlic Dragon. Where are you hiding? There. Started on September 22nd, 2023. And Garlic Dragon got a total of 1,477 stitches. I think mainly moving across the row or working in colors here. I'm actually not sure what I did on this because it's been a while. So out of a total of 101,672 stitches, also pattern about 5% done, like a lot of my other full coverages. Maybe next year I'll get them all to 10%. Who knows? Who knows? So that is this one. And we have 4 more to go and then we are done for today. You're still sticking around. Thank you so much. This is Heart of Gold. This is my own artwork as well. I don't think I made it available. I'm always wondering if I did or not. But anyway, my own art that I did a while ago for one of my Dungeons and Dragons games that I gave some background. Originally it's just a sketch with some gold, but I made it green and turned it into cross stitch. So, because that also fits. This is where this one is currently at. I can look while I find the numbers. I did not do much on this yet this year, so that needs to be rectified as well, I think. I started this July 24th, 2025, last year. It got 346 stitches so far this year, so really not that much, out of a total of 131,700. And this one is about 3% done. Also moving across, you can barely see the light greens here, but it is like all the way across to here. This is how far it goes, but I do not have complete like rows done here, so that's what I'm still getting to. And a couple of hanging threads, of course. So let's put them away as well. And moving on, I do count this one as a full coverage, despite it actually like being, I mean it is, it's sort of around full coverage, right? So, and it's big. When some of these I do count as full coverages, some I don't know why. But this is in here. So this is Enchanted Forest, the baby dragon. I got this off of Etsy, of a shop called Gravitech, I believe. Yes. This is very likely AI. I would be surprised if it isn't. Like the artwork is. But so this one, because they did not put in a separate artist in either, so it's pretty telling. This is where this one's at, and I have put 1023 stitches in this so far this year, out of a total of 48,241. So this is not massive. It's at 6%. Also started on July 16th last year. This is on, I believe, 22 count. Might be a 20. I don't think it's a 20. I did originally started 1/1 full cross, but I did not like the coverage in the black. You can also see it here. It's very see-through. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but then I switched to 2/1 full cross. So you can see up here, and I do like that a lot more. And with the attention that a hoop gives, that's very doable. So I will very likely stick to it. I will not undo the stitches that I did 1/1, but I will continue with the 2/1. And if I feel like I need to change something about the part that I'm getting a bit winded, that I did differently, I will just stitch over it and give it another set of 1/1 cross. Oh, where is my, oh my god, where's my voice going? I am so out of breath, I don't even know why. All I've been doing is talking. Let me get another sip of my drink. Next up is Crystal Keeper. This is also an AI image. Then I charted for myself. And this is, I do not know what type of fabric this is. It is a very soft fabric. It's very likely a 28. Oh, but I do not know what kind. So I'll try to just unfold it as best as possible. And then fold it like this. And then like this. So it does not have much done. And of course you cannot see if the like hanging threads are covering it. So this is Crystal Keeper. And I would say I need a break, but we're almost done. So I can do the final two. But it seems like I really need to do this in smaller increments, because apparently I can no longer talk for an hour straight.